Hello, BookTube. Today we are coming to the end of October, so we are here for what I plan to read in the month of November. I won't actually physically have all the books for this one because we got two new releases, and I will be reading both as soon as I possibly can. So let's talk about what I plan to read. The first thing I plan to read, I actually will probably start reading it in October, but that I will be finishing, is I'll be finishing up Of Blood and Bone by Gwynne. I got A Time of Courage. I'm about 60% done A Time of Blood right now. Gwynne has wrote some consistently solid books. He hasn't managed to blow me away yet. I have heard by some that this is his best book yet, so I'm excited to get to it. I should probably be finishing book 2 of this trilogy tomorrow, or maybe the day after, depending how things go. But I am looking forward to this. And the second book I read for November, which unlike Time of Courage, which will probably not get its own video review, it will be my reread of The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. This will be my second time reading it this year. I read it, I think, back in March in like 2 days, and I absolutely love this book. I'm rereading it before Fires of Vengeance because I want everything to be as fresh as possible, and also I want to make a review, and I don't want to do it 5 months after reading a book I've only read once, because I really, really love this book. Just everything about it really got me. As for the A Time of Courage review, there probably will be a why you should read or what's good about or full series review of Faithful and the Fallen and Of Blood and Bone, but they probably won't get individual reviews. This absolutely will, though, because this book is great. Team Iron Man, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. And directly after this, if I get my timing right, which it should work out, I think, I will be reading The Fires of Vengeance, which is book 2, which is coming out November 10th, which I am really, really looking forward to. It's going to be sweet, I hope. Yeah, I will probably be reading that in about a day, and that will also be getting a video review, good or bad. Probably good, though. Like, sometimes you read a book from a new author and you're like, wow, they wrote a really good book. Sometimes you read a new book and you're like, this is going to be one of my favorite authors, and that's what it was for this. So I am really looking forward to Fires of Vengeance, and in most months it would be my most anticipated book by a lot. This month it will be a distant second. Well, maybe not super distant. Surprisingly not distant second, but we'll see how it goes. So the book after Fires of Vengeance was a bit tricky because I don't want to start any series, because after Rhythm of War I'm starting Malazan, and I kind of don't want anything outstanding if I can, which is one reason I'm getting the Gwynne stuff out of the way. So as of right now, basically the only ongoing series I have is Realm of the Elderlings, and even that, it's split into individual series, and I finished the Farseer trilogy, so I don't really have any outstanding trilogies with book available. So I am reading the standalone The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. This actually was next on my TBR anyways, but I've obviously heard extremely good things about this book. It, I think, got nominated for like Best Self-Published Book or Best Self-Published Fantasy Book. I have yet to hear negative things about it, so I'm looking forward to that. And timing-wise, it's just about the right size that I figure Fires of Vengeance on the 10th, so I'll be able to start this on the 11th, maybe if things go badly the 12th, and I figure I should be able to finish that before the 17th, although ideally I will finish it on the 16th. I don't want to finish it late because I want time to reread the pre-release chapters the night before getting Rhythm of War, but I figure 5 days to read a mid-sized book should be about normal for me, which should give me time to reread the pre-release chapters and then start on Rhythm of War, which is another book I don't have a physical copy of because obviously I don't get ARCs yet. Hopefully I will eventually. But Rhythm of War I will be reading, even if I'm not done this. Sorry, Sword of Kaigen. If I'm like here, or really anywhere, the second I have Rhythm of War available, we're getting rid of this, and Rhythm of War is a go. I have been waiting, well, I think Oathbringer came out on like the 14th of November, if I remember correctly, 2017. So I've been waiting since the 15th of November. I'm not going to read it that fast this time, because that, I think, hurt my enjoyment, but I am very, very excited for Rhythm of War. I won't be doing a Stormlight reread, because I already reread them this year, and even for me, 2 Stormlight reads in 1 year seems a bit excessive. Also, I don't physically have time at this point. I maybe could, but it would be, I'd have to go faster than I want to. So, November 17th will be Rhythm of War, which I expect to be done at around the 20th, which gives me 10 days for the last 2 books that I hope to read this month. So after I finish Rhythm of War, I'm basically going to decide that that doesn't have enough characters, so I'm going into The Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erickson. I have basically been planning my entire TBR around Rhythm of War and then Malazan since I finished Wheel of Time. My goal was to have no real ongoing series. I wasn't actually planning on starting Realm of the Elderlings, I just kind of did. So I was planning on having actually no ongoing series at this point, but I'm not that worried about that because Farseer was originally written as one series. But yeah, I am expecting craziness. I'm not scared of Malazan, but I'm a little bit... I've never been more unsure about how much I will like a series. Like, I could see this legitimately being my favorite series ever, or I could see myself 1-star DNF. After Gardens of the Moon, I will be going directly into Deadhouse Gates. These are deceptively small books because they have very thin pages, but they're like 600 and 800 page books with absolutely tiny font, and they only get bigger than this. So I bought the first 2, and I've committed to reading the first 2 unless I just absolutely hate Gardens of the Moon, which I don't think I will. But I've committed to reading the first 2, and then I'm going to play by ear. If I love the first 2, I'll probably... Well, I'm not going to totally binge it because there's another person I know on Discord who I'm doing kind of a read-along for Malazan with, so there actually might be some books in between these Malazans. But I'm going to basically read the first 2 and then play it by ear. I'm hoping to get both of these done in November. That being said, there's a very distinct possibility that these are just because they're so dense that they take me longer to read than a normal book does. So, you know, if they end up taking me longer than they normally do, whatever. That's just how it's going to be. But I'm hoping to get Time of Courage, Rage of Dragons, Fire of Vengeance, Rhythm of War... Oh, I missed Sword of Kaigen. Sword of Kaigen, Rhythm of War, Gardens of the Moon, and Deadhouse Gate. So I'm hoping to get 7 books done. Really 6.5, because I figure I'll be half done Time of Courage anyways, or at least a little bit done Time of Courage. 6.5, 2 very dense books, 1 huge book, but also Fires of Vengeance, which I basically expect to read in a day. So we'll see how it goes. I might be able to get all 7 of these. I didn't quite get all the books I was hoping to read this month. I was hoping to get Time of Courage done, but The Stand took me longer than I thought it would. Anyway, that is my TBR for the month of November. Every Malazan book will be getting its own video review. Down below, let me know what you are reading in November, whether you have read any of the books that I am reading here, except 2 of them, which you haven't, unless you got an ARC. And let me know, if they're terrible, or if they're amazing, if I'm going to end up hating them, or if you think I'll love them. Like and subscribe, I guess. Have a nice day.